Hey guys, Rick with Rally Sport Direct here, bringing you another episode of What's in the Box. Today in front of me, I have the Mishimoto Catted Downpipe for the 2015 WRX, and I am so excited for this. I've been wanting to do a downpipe on this car for a while, and it's finally here. We've got it. I'm going to install it, and I'm freaking pumped. Anyway, so let's talk about the downpipe for a minute. Why you might want one. Well, if you've ever been underneath your 2015 WRX, you know how restrictive that factory downpipe is. It's basically, it's very thick, cast or steel. I can't remember exactly what material it is, and that kind of flattens out. This is a full 3-inch downpipe. We've got a high flow cat on it. And of course, your turbo is going to mount right here. Also, a couple other things to keep in mind, and I really like this about Mishimoto, is they include new studs. I guess it's a common issue for the studs in the factory turbo to strip out, and so they just give you new studs just in case, and they're all OEM studs, which is fantastic. New gaskets as well, which is fantastic, and all the hardware you're going to need to install this. And then of course, they do include their brochures as well. Okay, now, why I want to install this, or why I'm so excited to install this, as anybody with a turbo car knows, especially when they go with an aftermarket downpipe, how well the car responds to an aftermarket downpipe. Basically makes the car feel more punchier, gives you more power, more bottom end power, more top end power, better noise. Basically, it's just a fantastic modification all around. And so that's why I've been wanting to do it to our WRX. The WRX feels fantastic, but it's very smooth power, which is great. I want it to be a little bit more punchier and just, have a little bit more peak power, and so I'm thinking we should be able to do this with this downpipe. Now, of course, because you are going with an aftermarket downpipe, tuning is highly recommended. I would almost say required, just to be on the safe side. But the install itself should be fairly simple. I mean, we're just, taking off the stock system, throwing this one on. This will give us a full 3-inch turbo back exhaust on this car, and I'm excited to see, one, how it sounds, how it feels, and just I'm excited to drive this car afterwards. So let's go ahead and get started on the install. We just installed the Mishimoto Catted Downpipe on our 2015 WRX. Now, a couple things I wanted to go over with you guys. Well, first of all, anytime you can replace a downpipe, obviously we should see some pretty decent gains, and I can honestly feel a big difference in this, not only in the boost response, but also just the way the car is so much more eager to accelerate, which is fantastic. One thing I wanted to touch on was the install. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that, these studs can be a little bit finicky, and I've noticed that as well on ours. I actually had a few of the studs that were, basically wanting to strip themselves out. So just be careful when you're doing the install, and really you shouldn't have any problems. Once the stock downpipe's off, the Mishimoto one goes on in literally no time at all. It definitely took me longer to remove the stock downpipe than it did to complete the rest of the install. So just kind of some food for thought there. Anyway, performance. Like I said, I can feel a difference, but we're sitting here at 3,000 RPMs. Oh yeah. And it sounds so much better too. Getting rid of that really thick downpipe on there really helps bring out the sound of the turbo. Boost comes on quicker, it comes on harder. Everything about this is, in my opinion, a must-have on this car. Now, normally I don't, or I guess I should say, I have a hard time automatically recommending a downpipe, but on this particular car, just because it does make a big difference, I would definitely recommend it. And of course, always go get the car tuned once you do a downpipe on it, just because it will require that you can have overboosting issues and check engine lights and that kind of stuff. incredibly happy with this downpipe. I mean, I've always wanted to start seeing what this FA20 can do, and I'm incredibly pleased with it. I mean, right out of the box, it's a little, I don't want to call it sluggish, but it's almost too smooth of a power band, which is great. I guess some people really like that. I wanted something with a little bit more punch, and I think we definitely got that with this downpipe. I'm very happy with it. I'm incredibly happy with it. It's starting to feel like a turbocharged 2-liter again to me. And so anyway, I'm going to keep on driving. We really appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.